Welcome back to my channel. I am Karen Hodge Thomas, and this is Word and Play. Have you thought lately, or maybe not so lately, I really should pray more? Or maybe you intend to pray, you just sort of never get around to it, or you do the quick, thank you God for letting me wake up this morning, or thank you for a full day, or thank you for my meal. I want to share with you today a process that I have used for decades that has really fortified my prayer life. We're going to look at how to use a prayer journal. Stay tuned. Ladies, we are all busy and we mostly have good intentions, I believe. My prayer journal has been a lifeline and a lifesaver in terms of keeping up with those things that I want to talk with God about, the things that I want Him to do. And I want to share with you the process that I use to use journaling in my prayer life. I would invite you to comment on whether you have a prayer journal, how you use the prayer journal, and also I'd like to know any prayer concerns or needs that you have. Put in the comment section anything that you are asking God to do or any situation you want Him to address, and I will be sure to add that in my prayer journal. First of all, I think it's important for you to establish a time and a place. Because our lives get so busy and we're doing so many things, I found, particularly when I was working full time, that I needed to make an appointment with myself so that I would have that time established for prayer. So I literally put it on my calendar every day at the time that works for me. Early in my walk with the Lord, I remember many people saying that we had to start our day with the Lord and it needed to be early, and many of the Psalms talking about rising early to spend time with the Lord. And I will let you know that I'm just not an early riser. My body clock does not work that way. I am not at my best early. So I don't think that you have to do early in order to be pleasing to God. So whatever time you find helpful or that works for you, put that time on your calendar or establish when you will do it. Secondly, I mentioned having a place. Having that set aside place will help you to focus in on your time with the Lord and praying if you are consistent in that place. Now, does that mean that's the only place you will pray? Absolutely not. But it gives you a structure and a format. Beyond the time and place, then I would suggest that you get physical tools that you will use during your time of prayer. I have several journals here that I use or have used. I use only one at a time. I have purchased some. I have had some that have been made for me. This is a very personalized one that a friend made. It uses criteria that look like Scrabble tiles because I love the game of Scrabble. But in whatever tool that you use, whether it's a binder, a notebook, or just an electronic or digital tool, in that tool you will date it and be sure to include the year, and you will list the names of people that you are praying for and the specific concern. And I say the specific concern because you want to track God's answers. You want to come back at a later date and say exactly how God addressed the concern that you had. So you don't want to just put people's names, but you want to list the specific concerns. You can also journal. Just write your thoughts and feelings, your fears, your concerns in the space that you have available. Now, that will be your home base or your permanent tool, but you should also have with you all the time some kind of resource that you can use for capturing prayer requests or prayer needs that you become aware of during the day. And for that, I use my phone. I use the notes section of my phone. So if I'm talking with someone or I am in a meeting and I hear a need, I can just jot it down in my phone, and then I will transfer it back to my journal when I'm back in my home space with my permanent tool. Now, the last thing that I think is critical in maintaining a prayer journal is to ensure that you leave space for God's answers. Sometimes it will take a while before you get the answer. So you may want to leave a full page. Like, for instance, you would have a page with your request, the specific request, and then leave a blank page after that where you would go back and list God's answers. I have been truly amazed as I have gone back through journals and seen the things that God has done. Sometimes it may be years later when I'm looking at a journal, and some of the concerns that I listed, I've completely forgotten about as concerns because God has totally resolved them. He has totally addressed them. And he did it so well, I forgot that it used to be an issue. But when you see what God has done, it will continue to build your faith. If you have not begun using a prayer journal, let me encourage you to consider starting that. You will pray more, you will pray more consistently, and you will see God at work. He is a prayer hearer and a prayer answering God. If this video has blessed you in any way, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing this video. After you have subscribed, please hit the bell notification so that you will know when I have uploaded new videos. Typically, that is Tuesday and Friday. Pray more. You will see God work more. It is not because he is working more, but you are paying attention.